when Russia is consecrated. 7 Locutions to the World from August 14 to 20, 2014. First locution from Mary on August 14, when Russia is consecrated.
When I speak, I want the whole world to hear my words. So, I must raise up a special son who hears my words and proclaims my words to all mankind. This will be a special time when my words pour out like a mighty ocean, flowing directly from my immaculate heart. Only these words will save the world. They will cast out the darkness, point out the failures of those who lead the world, encourage the good in all their efforts and, most important, reveal the paths to peace. What a time that will be! By then, the war between myself and Satan will have broken out for all to see. I will no longer be on the sidelines. He, in his daring, will set aside his disguises and allow himself to be seen by all. What foolish pride! The great battle will be played out in the sight of all, but with this difference. My powers will no longer be restricted. Russia will have been consecrated to my immaculate heart, just in time for the victory that I have promised. All my words and all my promises will become clear. All the gifts that I have promised will flow forth, able to be received if the person's heart so desires. Not all will take advantage of my gifts, but every person will be able to receive. I will speak more about this consecration.
Second locution from Mary on August 16, waiting for the consecration.
Even though I speak as clearly as possible, it is only when all the events culminate that the world will see what I have been trying to describe. Present in the world today is the great evil planted in the soul of Russia in 1917 with the Communist Revolution. This evil has gone out to the whole world, resulting in the horrible deaths of millions. That evil continues in a new but unabated form. Russia fuels the revolutions and the unrest. It arms many of the terrorists and does everything possible to destabilize the world. In October 1917, at the little cove in Fatima, I planted the great seed of peace which was to come forth as the antidote to the Russian poison. There was to be a great victory and an exaltation of the Catholic Church which would provide such a great power. None of this has happened because my request for the consecration of Russia has not been fulfilled. Now, I must speak of the future. The Russian evil will continue to spread through all of its friends. As these events culminate, Catholics will see before their eyes what I have been describing. They will also remember that my words always carried a message of hope. There was always time, always a way, because of the mystery of my immaculate heart. So, the clamor will grow. Prayers for the consecration will increase. More important, I will hear these cries. I will use the evil events themselves to open the door. Finally, the consecration will take place according to my request. In all things, a timetable exists. These are not fixed hours or days, but rather the goal that will be reached as the forces of good or evil are released. The timetable depends on the free will of every single person. When many hearts deeply desire and pray for the consecration, the time of its fulfillment grows closer and comes sooner. To pray and sacrifice for that moment is everyone's task.
Third locution from Mary on August 17, a new culture of peace.
After the consecration of Russia, the beginning gift will be a conversion of hearts of those who control the nations. New ideas of peace initiatives will surface. World leaders will see that peace is in their self-interest. They should have seen this earlier but were blinded by Satan. Nations will move to true peace agreements, not the false pieces of paper they now call treaties. The hearts of the people will move in the same directions. The hunger for war and the use of weapons to gain natural interests will be seen as outmoded ideas, the products of the past, foolish concepts that have no life in this new thinking. The wisdom of true peace that was set aside in the selfish pursuits will regain its rightful place. Peace will be a constant, powerful light set upon the lampstand. Even those whose hearts are not touched will be forced to walk on this new path by the power of the new culture of peace.
Fourth locution from Mary on August 17, the stirring in Russian hearts.
When Russia is consecrated to my Immaculate Heart, there will be a stirring in the hearts of all, but especially in the souls of the Russian people. They will receive an inner light and will understand what forces of evil were planted in their nation by Satan's instruments. As their hearts are stirred, more and more light will fill them. They will reject both what has been forced upon them and what, to some degree, they themselves have chosen. All of these evils have formed their nation and their leaders into instruments of darkness, death, and destruction. In this new stirring, they will fully reject what they have become and what they had been forced to accept. This stirring will grow greater as it manifests itself in outward demonstrations of a growing desire to return to its religious roots and, especially, to return to their devotion of my Immaculate Heart. No one will be able to stop this movement because their nation will have been specifically consecrated by the Holy Father and by all the Catholic bishops of the world. I have put my seal of promise upon this act of consecration, and the graces flowing from it will not be turned back. Even though the most frightful opposition will arise, the stirring in the hearts of the Russian people for this new light will not be turned back.
Fifth locution from Mary on August 18, the overcoming of separation.
I will place such great gifts in the hearts of the Russian people that they will not be satisfied with superficial changes. Instead, they will wipe away the divisions of the centuries. They will realize that I have released an ocean of graces which have changed their darkness into light. They will realize that they have been freed from the past century of diabolical control. They will also know that this great gift has come through the consecration of Russia made by the Holy Father in communion with all the bishops in the world. They will begin to question why they are separated from the Holy Father. Would all of this darkness have fallen if there had been no division? They will cry out for unity with Rome. This ocean will be so deep and so powerful that it will sweep away all opposition. The Russian people will overturn the centuries of division that have been forced upon them. That is why the Holy Father and all the bishops must make this consecration in a public way and must specifically mention Russia. The Russian people must know the source of the gift. This is also why I wait and wait, even though the Holy Father delays. I must have the Holy Father act in the name of the Catholic Church so the Russian people know that the Catholic Church has released this gift. In this way, they will desire and bring about union with the Catholic Church. I unfold these revelations so all the world, especially the Church, can see what I intend and why I ask what I do.
Sixth locution from Mary on August 19, better to wait.
Before the consecration of Russia takes place, many events will happen that will change the earth. Why do I wait? Why not act immediately? If these powers for the good of mankind lie in my heart, why not pour them forth now? When seen from earth's perspective, the ways of heaven are often difficult to understand. Why did the human race lie in darkness for so many centuries before the Father sent His only begotten Son? Jesus came in the fullness of time, the earliest moment that the human race could receive. Heaven waited because earth was unable to receive. Before Jesus began His ministry, Israel needed John the Baptist to prepare the way. Otherwise, Israel would not have been ready for the gift of Jesus. Only heaven fully understands what must be done. Earth gains only glimpses of the full reality. By my words, I pull back this veil. Yet, even when I reveal heaven's secrets, who believes? Who accepts the messages? Who acts? Who responds? I speak clearly. Heaven has a plan. That plan has been revealed. Promises have been made that will be fully kept once the conditions are fulfilled. Heaven does not change its plan just because earth does not accept it. Why do I wait? Certainly, it would be much better if the consecration of Russia had already been made and the gift released. However, to release the gifts before the Holy Father and the bishops consecrate Russia would ruin the fruitfulness of the promises. It is better to wait.
7th Locution from Mary on August 20, Our Lady's Hidden Actions.
I speak, I act. I lead those who would do my will. I enter into every conversation. I touch every heart in the world. I act everywhere in every moment. Yet, man remains free, and this freedom is greatly limited by the darkness of his own selfishness and of his culture. Violent forces have now been released, flowing from one heart to another. Tremendous pressures exist. Man is free, but he is not free. He is pulled and forced to go along. He is intimidated. He is not shown all of his options. He is hurried and harassed. Event follows event, cleverly leading him to countless decisions that allow no turning back. I see a mankind subjected to powers that want his destruction, that cleverly force him to choose their path. If he hesitates at all, new pressures are brought upon him. I watch this happen in one place after another. I see the same pattern in every area of man's life. The stranglehold is pulled tighter and tighter. It is no longer a matter of mankind needing to respond to God's grace because mankind has been robbed of his freedom. Can a family live at peace when war is all around them? Can a person walk in light when all is midnight? Mankind has passed the point of no return. Mankind cannot save itself. Too many evil forces have been released. They are now embedded in human life. Some are seen. Others, especially the most powerful, are still hidden. They have not yet come on the scene. They lie in wait, looking for the appropriate moment. This moment is different from any other moment in human history, filled with unimaginable and uncontrollable evils. I wait, yet I refuse to wait. Oh, I must wait until the Holy Father acts, but until then, I will act. First, I must breathe upon the whole Catholic Church, whose teachings exalt me, and call forth fresh devotions to my Immaculate Heart. I must stir the bishops. They have a role in the consecration of Russia. They must raise their voices and speak out. Finally, I will continue to prepare those who will actually make the consecration. In the middle of all the evils, in the face of all the delays, no one should lose heart. I am actually bringing about what I have asked to be done.